beats my game. And we have why do we love the Rough Boys? Overrated versus underutilized. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I won't fully say they're overrated. I feel like in the shipping community, yes. But I say I fuck with the one thing about the Rough Boys, they defeated the Powerpuff Girls. We can't just deny the fact they did beat the living shit out of the Power. I was about to say the Rough Boys. I mean the Powerpuff Girls. The second time they fought the Powerpuff Girls, it was just a squash match. The first fight I liked it because both teams it was like equal. And then at the end, the Rough Boys, did the Taco Bell shit to them and defeated them. But the second fight was just a humiliation ritual. If you know, you know. Heck, we even have it right here. But nah, we're gonna get into this video. Let's get into it.
Boys. Honestly, some of the most bafflingly popular villains ever.
Yep.
If you discount the literal one-offs, these boys have the least appearances of every villain on the roster. And yet, the way people talk about them, you think they were main antagonists or something. As contradictory as it sounds, when you really look at them and what they bring to the series, their popularity is not confusing.
Turn my shit up.
Actually, the confusing thing winds up being how little the franchise itself used them. I found myself
Crazy
thinking
enough.
about this when Multiversus announced the Powerpuff Girls being added to the roster. Yeah, you can just feel how timely I am with this.
Man, I was so mad this game fell off, bro. Bro, we had Michael Keaton, this Batman suit right here. I fucking love this Batman suit. And look how they comboing with Batman working together with the Powerpuff Girls. This game could have been a Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion. Hold on. If I can... that's enough. That could be something else we could play on stream. But nah, this game right here, it was literally, to what I was thinking, would have been Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion. It was like a Smash Bros. Clone, but not done in a good way. Because they could have added Ben 10, Legolas show. They had so much Cartoon Network shows, and then we were going to get like Mortal Kombat, I believe. Gumball was about to be in this. Also, Uncle Grandpa. Fuck Uncle Grandpa. That was brain rot, bro. But what could have been? What could have been? I remember when they first came out, I bought them. Damn, if I knew... Listen, let me shut up.
This video. It was met with a lot of praise, a notable portion of which was given to the Rowdy Rough Boy skin. Which
Yeah, I didn't get the right Rough Boy
was
skin. I only had the girls.
And it made me
I had to. I like the Powerpuff
Why are
Girls.
these guys so popular?
Yeah.
I mean, I know I like them, but why? And so I'm bringing back my Why Do We Love series to ask, why do we love the Rowdy Rough Boys? And this is quite timely because ever since I moved my anime content to its own channel, that playlist was cut clean in half. So, let's start at the beginning. The Rowdy Rough Boys were introduced in season 1 of episode 23.
Manic, have you ever been
and
pegged
honestly,
before?
going
Yeah,
purely off context clues, it's easy to see why they exist. Sugar, spice, and everything nice actually comes from the second stanza of a poem, What Little Boys Are Made Of. So the ingredients used to make the boys and the girls are intrinsically linked by this about 200-year-old rhyme.
What's the
After
African
becoming
voice
frustrated
over
with his
you
constant
are you
losses,
watching?
Mojo begins to see...
We're watching, bro. We're watching Why We Love the Rough Boys. Come
Mojo,
on.
the first season isn't even done yet. Don't lose your patience now. Have any of you seen the Everybody Wants to Rule the World cover he did? It was really good.
I have not watched that. I have not watched that Powerpuff Girls special, which is crazy because I have the whole DVD set of the Powerpuff Girls, but I never watched it at all. I just didn't have I got the time, but I spend my other time doing other things instead of watching it. I need to take time out of my day and watch that whole DVD set. I have like all the seasons and probably the specials are in there too.
You'd think he wouldn't need to call and ask how the girls were created considering he was there, but I suppose he wasn't paying
He probably forgot about it.
So he gets
probably forgot how they were
snails,
born.
And puppy dog tails and uses the X potency of a jailhouse toilet to combine them all into the Rowdy Rough Boys. The boys were created for the explicit purpose of matching and defeating the girls. And
okay, after this, I'll watch it. I'm right now doing YouTube videos.
And browsing through the wiki to see the other times, it's quite clear that they can only be defeated via Chemical X, either by opponents with it or having it taken out of them. And you know, going back to watch this episode, the most surprising thing about it was their relationship with Mojo.
Mm.
Sure, they are destructive and itching for a fight, but with
This is a
him, they are
3-minute
shockingly
video
functional.
max, bro.
They
I'm
basically
right now
acknowledge
doing
him
a
as their
YouTube
father from the
video.
get-go and are able to have
Should
fun with
let me
him.
know sooner.
Even when they're being violent, he knows how to manage and control them. It's like the only time they act like normal boys. The episode
Man, that
is
was a
largely a
wholesome moment, though. You know, you seeing Mojo actually smile, enjoy himself with the 3 kids he created out of a toilet. That's probably explains, you know, the spam of their brain. But, you know, those were the only moments we ever got to see Mojo actually be happy. Probably other moments, but that was the only time we got to see Mojo be happy. Can you spare the 3-minute? Okay. I'll react to it right now.
everyone hypes it up to
Bro.
be.
That was a waste
It
of
wanted
time.
action and it knew how to deliver. There are all sorts of little moments that make you chuckle when you notice them, like this scene of Blossom punching Butch off screen, only for the camera to pan around to him strangling
Bro, they
Gilbert
was
2
fighting in
seconds
the
later.
first round,
These
though.
kids were out for blood. There really isn't much here in the realm of characterization. For the boys, the episode actually does a lot to squeeze in the relationship the girls have with the rest of Townsville, to the point of the citizens being the ones to revive them after they've been beaten. It's kind of touching to get to their lack of knowledge due to just being born, as shown by their surprise the Powerpuff Girls didn't start crying when they were hit, and the girls asking them, "Are you new?" To which the answer is, extremely. It's funny. They were born with
I liked it the first fight. The first fight was even though the girls were getting their asses whooped, but they met their match. The girls was like, hold on. These boys actually can take punches from us? Ain't they supposed to be running away? But the second fight when the Riot Rough Boys came back with the new haircuts, that was just a squash match. That was like watching WrestlePalooza John Cena go against Brock Lesnar. That was it was a squash match. I ain't gonna front to you. Like, I feel like the first fight was my favorite fight because when the Riot Rough Boys came, we were seeing all this shit going on in Townsville. We saw a car get thrown. We seen Bubbles go through a window. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I fight the first fight when they first got introduced.
Names, the English language, that burritos give you flatulence, and the belief that boys are stronger than girls. Truly, all the important constants of nature. We will actually get back to that later. Really different bodies. If they didn't look like the girls, you would never see them as counterparts. I did not understand what they were talking about when I first watched this episode, though I can vividly recall how the room I watched it in looked all those years ago, and I still don't get it now. How the hell did they get kiss them and they'll explode out of Miss Bellum telling them?
And this is what I want to make a video about. This is the one thing I did not like about the Riot Rough Boys. You telling me they are powerful as shit, and I guess because plot armor and they need something to end the episode to have the girls win. You gotta have the main characters win, so of course. But of all the weaknesses, cuties, and then when they because I don't know if he is gonna show the clip when they come back, but cuties, that's what ends them. They get kissed on the cheek, and they can't handle it and just explode. Oh, like damn. I'll mess with the Riot Rough Boys because there's only 2 villains that could three, because him, the Riot Rough Boys, and the Powerpuff Girls. Even though they're comic exclusive characters, but they are canon. From what I heard, they are canon. That can defeat the Powerpuff Girls because in the other episode, I think Speed Demon, when they go in the future, him already defeated them. There's no choice. They can't take breaks. If they do, him already defeats them.
Them to be nice. I'd have assumed they were telling them to make the boys nervous by being overly friendly, but the way the girls act implies that they knew exactly what would happen. Admittedly, from a moral standpoint, it's probably not great to tell girls to be friendly to guys who beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, that's weird.
I guess that's not any worse than telling them that a kiss will make those guys explode. Also, am I crazy, or are her boobs and cleavage drawn with a lot more detail here? I even remember noticing that as a kid and wondering if it was part of a hint. And now that I'm older, I gotta say, maybe. YouTube would look really stupid if they set this video to made for kids. The last thing to note is that the girls, besides Buttercup, like kissing. Also something that we'll come back to when the boys come back. Which takes on to season 5? Yeah, it's no joke when I say that these characters were not used that often. The series creator,
Hey,
Craig
get a load of
McCracken,
this
didn't
guy.
especially like them because they were
Why is it so
basically
dark?
one-note characters. And watching the episode, you realize that they really only exist to give the girls a real physical challenge. Despite his
Yeah,
dislike, their debut is apparently his third favorite episode. It
the
took until
creator.
season 5, when he had much
I
less
like that
involvement in the
episode.
show,
Well, they was
for them to
fighting.
be
They was
brought
throwing
back.
hands.
Also, it seems he said that he did not like the ships. How
Who?
unfortunate for him. He said that
Who?
despite his they basically won. The series creator, Craig McCracken,
Oh,
didn't especially like them because they were basically one-note characters.
yeah, chill out, man.
And
Goku Black
watching the episode, you realize that they really only exist to give the girls
Nobody
a
trying to
real
get shot in
physical
Chicago.
challenge. Despite his
If you see
dislike,
it.
their debut is apparently his third favorite episode. It took until season 5, when he had much less involvement in the show, for them to be brought back. Also, it seems he said that he did not like the ships. How unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
And unfortunate.
How unfortunate. I ain't gonna lie. I mess with the ships, but I feel like that's the only thing I see. Rowdy Rough Boys x Powerpuff Girls. Alright, Rough Boys x Powerpuff Girls. Man, just give us something different, community. Like we got some. Listen, we got some talented creators. I ain't even trying to diss them. We got some talented creators. All I'm saying, bro, just switch it up a little. Switch it up a little. Give us something a little bit different. Like I ain't trying to eat the same food every single day. Just mix it up a little. That's all I'm asking. Cause I already talked about this in I think other videos, so I ain't gonna even say it in this video. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't say I don't like it, but I don't know what I guess I can get what the creator's coming from. Craig's coming from.
For the shippers who are expecting new content in the upcoming revival, he said that he'd add the boys to the show in the best way possible, and all I'm gonna say is, be very afraid. Anyway, let's go all the way
I am afraid, cause what if he gives us fan service? When you really think about what he gives y'all fan service, well, not y'all, but the people who are watching this video on YouTube give y'all fan service. You might see another scene like that one episode where the Powerpuff Girls are teenagers. And what I'm seeing from this, oh yeah, this is the episode where the Powerpuff Girls were in a squash match. I think I talked about this episode a few times. The girls got their ass whooped, embarrassed in this episode.
God, the whole show's different. Like, it looks like an actual city now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, him is angry about the fact that the girls keep defeating the forces of evil. But then he realizes that they have had opponents that they couldn't defeat. And thus, he brings the Rowdy Rough Boys back. And they are different. They've gotten more distinct characterization, but they've also gotten, well, I guess dumber is one way to put it. And they're a much less functional unit. Boomer is basically an airhead. Butch is the definition of...
Yeah, because when they first fought the Powerpuff Girls, they didn't really have a personality. Their only personality was defeating the Powerpuff Girls. Now we know that I feel like Brick over here, Butch. I'm not that. That's Brick. I know them. I was just Butch. Butch is the one who looks like he's getting too excited to fight. Brick is the leader over here, the bad boy. Boomer is the little slow one. He's a bit dumb. But yeah, they finally got personalities now. That's the one good thing I liked it. And after that, they would show up in a few episodes. Like after that, they were just there. They were there, but the creator ain't really used them much. There were still some episodes. It was alright.
Involved and Brick. Okay, his intelligence seems to be about the same, but he's doing a lot of yelling and it's making him look dumber. The boys didn't exactly establish themselves as intellectuals in their first appearance, but here Butch is making actual animal noises.
You girls are gonna eat your words, spit them out, and eat them again.
That doesn't even make sense.
I know you are, but what am I?
And funny enough, when things like Butch's spazzing are lowered in later episodes, he goes back to lacking any character. Also, they got spiky haircuts. The girls laugh, but I like them. I think it honestly suits them.
Yeah.
After a short
I
scuffle,
like
the
the
girls
long
resort
hair
to
on
kissing
Brett.
them. But instead of making them explode, it makes them bigger and stronger. And boy, do the girls try that over and over again before they realize that it's not working.
I ain't gonna lie, they should have, after the first time, if they saw they was growing larger, pause. I would have just stopped at that point. I'm like, okay, this ain't working. We need to figure something else out. But they just kept kissing them. At this point, they just liked it kissing them at this point, because if they had their eyes, well, they just having their eyes closed when they was just kissing their cheeks, because you can clearly tell they are invincible. Him gave them the coochie. Okay, that came out. Okay, the cooties protection. That's all I'm about to say.
Turns out, him gave them a vaccination. Now kisses don't disgust them. It makes
Yeah,
them
what he
bigger
said.
and stronger.
What he said. That's what I was trying to say.
That joke, I get. The rest of the episode is just painful.
It is.
With the girls at their mercy, the guys...
All I can say, if y'all haven't watched this episode, it's pretty much a squash match. And it's like watching Saw, but all the gore scenes, that's the entire movie. Like, let's just imagine that you watching that. That is this versus them. This is my least favorite. Because you're just watching the girls get their living shit beat out of them. You already know the Rowdy Rough Boys won. But they're being disrespectful and just playing with them. I gotta make a video on this. Even though I've seen people make a video on this fight. But I want to make a video on this as well. Because I just want to. That's the point. Even though I am now. But I want to make a video on just this topic of this fight. Because this fight was we were just watching the pop of girls just get tortured. Like, you even have Blossom looking over a car like how Gohan was looking over a rock when he saw Boo Tanks was beating his ass. The gang, if I was the one, and you gotta understand they are kids, so they ain't really know. We just gotta take them out immediately. Stop playing with our food.
Play with them and do all sorts of disgusting things while using them as props for violent games. But the girls do manage to turn the tide on them.
This is why I hated plot armor.
They shrink when their masculinity is threatened, and so they humiliate them until they shrink down to the size of dolls. These guys' whole existence is just a huge metaphor. Him shows up again to take them away.
That's me. I'm mad as well.
That growing and shrinking magic. But now the boys are back and just out there.
Yeah.
Existing.
Yeah, they show up in a few episodes, but that's about it. They were just, they're back. They're just in the background. Like, if you were just chilling around the city, the Rowdy Rough Boys would come out in them and just punch you. They were just out there. It was like there was no other episodes where they're the main threat again. Like, we didn't even get a third round. Like, when the character comes back again, like Boondocks when Steak-O-Meter came back.
Boy Toys, where Princess learns that there is a group of superpowered evil toddlers she could join instead of continuing to try to be a Powerpuff Girl. It's adorable how eager she is.
All this time I wanted to be a Powerpuff Girl, but there was one problem. They're good, and I'm evil. Just look at you guys. You're just like them, but evil like me.
I think there's more character in that one line than in 90% of the boys' whole dialogue across the entire show. It's also predictable that it would go poorly for her because while I haven't brought much attention to it,
right,
the
she a
boys
girl.
have a notable bent of sexism to them that makes the idea they'd let how did Brick put it? A lame sissy baby girl join them laughable. Princess, though, while hurt by this, sees opportunity, building on the boys' antagonism and making up more insults in order to form camaraderie with the girls and get them to agree to work with her. Here, the Rowdy Rough Boys are really just the motivation of this plotline, as Blossom only pretends to let Princess join them so they can use their weapons against the boys. Well, use is a
Manic,
strong
what's the
word.
Manic verse?
They basically just show them off until the boys decide to steal them for joyrides and destroy them by shooting each other and collapsing laughter.
You got a Discord or something.
I'm gonna be real. This doesn't seem like
I have a
victory
Discord.
as the girls act like it is.
Dex, you already know I have a Discord.
They definitely outwitted Princess and got rid of the weapon she was gonna use on them, but they basically just gave the boys
Manic
so
verse,
much entertainment that they
I'll
wouldn't
talk about
bother
it later.
anyone.
I ain't talking about it now. I'm
Wait, is there a lesson here? Because I would totally be distracted if someone handed me a PS5.
PS5. Yeah, make sure y'all like this nigga's video, y'all.
Their next appearance is the city of Clipsville, a clip show episode
My
where the
man
joke
got
is that they
suspended.
start showing clips from things
Yeah,
you've
that's what
never
I'm talking
seen,
about.
including
Oh,
one where the girls sped up time to when they were teenagers
there's
and
something
turned
for
into
my
stereotypes.
series. That's why.
This is how I learned fanfiction.net was created in 1998.
Oh yeah. Well, is he about to talk about the Powerpuff Girls X the Riot Rough Boys? I ain't gonna lie. I only see the art. I never read a fanfic of it at all. I ain't gonna lie. I might have to do a video of reading some. I want to read some horrible ones though, cause I would want to just make fun of them. And listen, no disrespect to the creator of them though, but you know, I want to read it just to read it. That's all. You know, I just said that. My bad. I'm joking.
And there have been Powerpuff Girls fanfiction on there since 2000, and that the very common idea of writing the Powerpuff Girls in a teen drama is not only the premise of the first fanfic for this show, but is from a fic that is older than I am.
Jeez.
And if this
Should we? Should we react to that? I ain't gonna lie, I'll react to it. Shit, fuck it. We might react to that one
section
day.
isn't meant to be a parody of that, then that means even the writers of the official show thought of a teen romance plot in regards to just
Yeah, I
making
remember this.
stuff up about the
Bro,
girls.
I know I keep pausing. Nigga, this is a reaction video, so of course I'm gonna pause and give my thoughts. I be seeing so much profile icons of the teenager Powerpuff Girls, bro. You'll see some girls be wearing these profile pics and probably know they are toxic as hell and probably mean as shit, and they probably are a shitty ass person. But you'll really see a lot of profile edits, especially of this one, Buttercup or Blossom or Polly Bubbles, where they'll just edit them and make them look different. I didn't really see a lot of the Riot Rough Boys, but you will really see a lot of profile edits of these, edits and aesthetics of these, bro.
And of course, with all of that comes boy drama, which they are more involved in than
They'll
fighting
just,
the crime.
this is literally fan service.
It's so dumb, and yet really funny.
They was watching the
I
city
love the
going
faces
hell,
break and
man.
Butch
Rib
making
that person,
reactions
he
how
died.
stupid
Whoever
Blossom
that
and
was.
Buttercup act. I guess the shoe's on the other foot now. Of course, this didn't actually stop the fans. The best you can hope for is that it would make them put more effort into writing their fan fictions. If anything, it's just canon confirmation that the ships are plausible and the boys can mellow out with age.
Yeah,
I
they
say
can
this
grow up
fully
mature.
knowing the whole thing's a joke. I don't know why Steven Universe gets so much credit when this is the actual first gay marriage we see in a cartoon. Next episode is Bubble Boy.
That episode right there, I think was just, it had to be fan service.
It's mostly just her trying to keep up with all the stuff they do for fun, like punching each other in the face. Gotta say, watching all these episodes at once, it's kinda jarring to see Bubbles almost cry from being punched once when the first time they met, they made a point about the girls not crying when they got hit. Do the boys just hit each other harder? Oh, I bet the shippers would love that. The boys are clearly uneducated, crying when they got from being punched once when the first time they met, they made a point about the girls not crying when they got hit. Do the boys just hit each other harder? Oh, I bet the shippers would love that.
What?
The boys are clearly uneducated, seeing as how they can't spell dumb, but they aren't completely stupid, because they clearly suspect that Bubbles is pretending to be Boomer.
Come on, Boomer, if that's who you really are.
Honestly, the writing around the end of this episode is kinda messy and rushing to a conclusion as the boys basically walk into a trap and get captured alongside Boomer.
Man, this whole episode was, why is this nigga naked? And first of all, this whole episode is kind of stupid to me, cause why y'all need to gather intel on the Riot Rough Boys? I feel like the Riot Rough Boys would just rob a bank or just want to beat up the Powerpuff Girls. That's it. That's it. Yeah, let me.
Before Bubbles accidentally frees them. This episode is pretty much the first one giving an effort to writing the boys in a casual setting and as independent villains of an episode. But it only tells us what we already knew. They are violent children. I saw a Reddit post about this and you know what? I kinda agree. The Gang Gang
I'm
does
gonna
it
beat
more
your
interestingly.
bubble butt.
And that's it for all their season 5 appearances. Wow, the show really blew its load fast there. It cannot possibly be that difficult to write stories around these guys. I
Not
think
really.
it's just that the writers aren't really interested in writing them as anything other than violent, inciting incidents. Just
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Listen, I would love if we just get a spin-off of the Rye Rough Boys or some episodes with just the Rye Rough Boys in the new reboot. If it's just not fan service, like we can develop their character than just defeating the Powerpuff Girls. Probably they have other shit than just that. Ain't this a little kid ass show? Okay, and okay, I enjoyed shit. Damn.
having them be physical obstacles again like they were in the first episode would become very repetitive. And I think the problem is that they're just so dumb. They have no ambition and no intelligence to have a clever plan. It's just monkey see, monkey do with these guys.
Real shit.
Except the monkey in the show is much, much smarter.
Is there hitting
And so we
Powerpuff
come to the
Girls
final
more?
appearance. Custody battle. Where Mojo
I
and him
mean-
fight over who is the more evil dad.
Now, okay, listen. I get it's a kid show. But some kid shows be having some good writing, like Legler's show, Adventure Time. Can I say Gumball? But no, them shows had they had shit going on. They had continuation. You know, watched like one episode my entire life. I just haven't watched Powerpuff Girls ever. It's not for everybody.
So they again just
No, but
basically
some
serve
kid
as
shows
a
be
trigger
having
for
some
other
good-ass
characters
writing.
to do stuff. It did give us this golden meme though.
That's the evilest thing I can imagine. Oh, all you can do is raise them the best you know how and hope they turn out right. I'm so proud of them.
Alright, I'm gonna say it. The Rowdy Rough Boys suck. They are barely characters and are
Oh yeah, don't say that, bro. Certain Powerpuff Girl fans are gonna come after his ass and beat his ass up, bro. They gonna jump his ass, bro. They gonna beat his ass, bro. Don't even say that, bro. But no, I would say, bro, they're not really used a lot. Ever after them two fights with the Powerpuff Girls, they're just there. You'll get an episode with them that really just didn't matter. That's about it, man.
involved in anything.
Might
They
have to give it a
one
watch.
joke, being violent.
If I were you, I would
And
watch the
concept The
original.
writers are clearly most comfortable using them for as physical challenges.
I gotta
for the girls would be
rewatch the
too
show as
repetitive if
myself.
done over and over again.
Hey, that's my
They
profile
have
pic.
potential, the
That's my
girls would be
profile
too
pic
repetitive
on
if done
here.
over and over again.
Hey, that's my profile pic right here. Hey, WW shit. I mean, if I had a girlfriend, shit, I would she could be this shit right here, bro. I don't have no girlfriend, sadly.
For as physical challenges for the girls would be too
Bro,
repetitive
no one
if
match
done over
Powerpuff
and
Girl
over again.
icons with me.
They have potential, but when you say something has potential, you're also admitting that that potential is entirely unrealized. I often see
Or they
people
never
say
use the
that the Rowdy
potential.
Rough Boys deserve a spin-off, and I have zero proof of this, but I am 100% confident that every single person who says that is thinking of a fanon interpretation of them. The closest the canon Rowdy Rough Boys have come to being capable of carrying a TV show on their own are the comics. Yes, I also read every comic with them.
I'm
They're
reading
in a
comics.
bunch of short comics in the CN Action Pack, of which only one is really interesting. And they show up as a destructive band and temporarily work with the girls and a boy band turned metal Viking warrior to defeat the Boogeyman and his alien invasion in the IDW comic from 2014.
IW.
No, I did not make any of that up. And you know what? I think I finally figured out why we love these idiots. In Ruby, there is a team of 4 bullies, only one of whom has
I
a
have
character
not watched Ruby,
called
bro.
Team Cardinal. I once saw someone complaining about there being a lot of fan fiction depicting them as important characters or love interests for the main girls. I don't remember which one it was specifically. I have personally never seen anything like that, but my response as to why it's happening came to me immediately when I saw that. They are canon characters, so lacking in
But no,
characterization.
that is true though. If they were have the spinoff, could they even carry the show? Because I said they should have a spinoff because we could see more of the character to develop. Like we could get episodes. We can still have episodes with the Powerpuff Girls in it. Like shit, I would love to see an episode with Boomer and Bubbles. But you gotta also think of could they actually carry that show on their own? Like, how long could it go? At least up to a season. Not like, you got to really think about that, because everybody said, well, they should deserve their own show. So yeah, he is kind of speaking on that. Like, could they really carry a show on their own? Because all they think about is, like, being boys, the stereotype of boys. But I don't know. Probably Craig could cook up something.
You could pretty much use them as OCs. It's not really what they are in the show that people are attracted to. It's what they could be, and what you could put onto them. After all, think about what they are. Male versions of the protagonists.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much there if you're willing to go deeper into it than.
All right, I think they need more main development before a spinoff would be considered. We can't even know, we ain't know shit about the dudes or what they up to. So at the point, we don't know the real them. So is there any real characters to use or build off of? Hold on, that is true. And some people say they should get a spinoff. I said it as well, but now I'm considering. I ain't gonna lie, they wouldn't even be able to carry the show because all they think about is destroying the Powerpuff Girls. Like, ain't nobody trying to watch that bullshit, man. I'll come in that show and slap them myself, bro. Damn.
An episodic children's show would. It's not hard to believe that they have as much character as the girls, even if the show barely tries. Since I started writing this and looking into it, I've seen 2 different fanfictions that play with the idea that the girls and guys have unique existences and can thus relate to each other in a way they can't with other humans. As far as the show is concerned, these guys are basically just an evil Power Rangers team.
Yo, no, that is true though. That is true. That is true. I haven't watched Power Rangers. I gotta get my Power Rangers back. These are from In Space, I believe. But when I'm thinking about it, that shit is true. They're basically are the evil versions of the Rangers. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Send them back to the booth. Yeah, we got some work to be done, because if somebody's comparing you to the evil the Psycho Rangers from In Space or Lost Galaxy, I believe. Listen, I'm right now watching Power Rangers and I have not watched the older ones. So correct me if I'm wrong, Power Ranger fans. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Get them out of here.
Team. But the gendering of the teams and the fact they were created the exact same way, jail toilets notwithstanding, makes people look for the same amount of nuance they'd give actual boys and girls in the real world, including the idea of them growing up. Honestly, if they didn't exist, the fandom would probably have created them as soon as they realized what the poem was saying. Don't get me wrong, if you want to see them as counterparts, there is something.
Yeah, because when you really think about it, from what you thinking about it, yeah, it would be cool. But in reality, if that shit actually made it on Hulu or something, I ain't gonna lie. If I watched that shit, I would probably not even fuck with it, man. Because rowdyruffboys couldn't even carry a show on their own. We gotta really think about it like this. Like, what are their personalities outside of them just hating the Powerpuff Girls or just being stereotypical boys? Yeah, they ain't gonna be able to carry an episode. Yeah, like it
where
sucks.
Blossom is the
shit.
leader, Brick is controlling. Where Buttercup
I feel like if the reboot comes back, build more on the rowdyruffboys in that reboot. Then we could see what we can do from there.
Island, Butch was notably wild for an episode. Where Bubbles is kind, Boomer is an idiot. Okay, the strongest connection these two really have is that Bubbles thinks he's cute and they both like insects. It's extremely surface level, and there are 0 interactions between the boys and girls where it's really relevant because all they do is fight on sight. And consider this, the girls have never beaten the guys in a straight up physical fight. They lost in the first episode and resorted to kissing. They resorted to kissing again when the boys came back, which is no light thing because Buttercup canonically hates kissing Butch. When Princess interrupts their fight, they say it might have been their one chance to beat the boys. They jump Boomer and are still worried about going 3v2 against his brothers and are extremely worried about not having a way to capture them. These are the only opponents on the whole show the Powerpuff Girls only beat by outsmarting. Even him has been beaten up. A bit
Okay,
odd
I
considering
wouldn't count the intro. That's just the intro, just to make them look good. So I don't count the intro. But y'all really think about it. The girls are scared of the Rowdy Ruff Boys. They like, damn, they defeated us before, so they had to jump They had to jump him because he was too strong.
they are at the prime age where there are minimum physical differences between boys and girls. Basically, at worst, the Rowdy Ruff Boys are the girls' only equals.
And the
And
Powerpuff
you
Girls,
could do
but
so
you can't
much with
count them
that.
because they're on the comic book.
I mean, I still remember reading a story where they basically fought to the death years ago, and it stuck to me over a decade later. This isn't just a shipping thing. There are dark directions to take this concept if you really want to. There is so much you could potentially do with these characters as they age up, and that's what like 95% of the fan works involving
But
them
there's
has
no
them
mods
do.
in here.
Hell,
Well,
even
no
that
one's about
shitty
to
live
ban
action
you.
show evidently was gonna do that
yeah,
with
get this
Butch.
shit out of my face.
I think I've mostly banished that from my memory.
What are
The
these?
Rowdy
Oh
Ruff
my
Boys
god, what are them jackets? Like, they look
aren't
terrible.
loved for what they are because what they are in my memory.
Yeah, look at these jackets. Like, yeah, I know these are Powerpuff Girls, but I get it. Woke. I'm woke. But come on, these jackets look terrible. Yeah. Like, nah, bro. I am not putting this shit on myself, bro. I would take this shit off my face, bro. Like, bro. If this shit this looks like a fucking skit. I like, nigga, at this point, they should put me in the show. Fuck it.
The Rowdy Ruff Boys aren't loved for what they are because what they are is one-note villains whose only unique selling point is being stronger
Like,
yet
man,
better
I got
than
the
the
Spider-Man
girls
suit, man.
and
Get
looking
me
like
in
them.
that shit, man.
They're loved
That looks
for
like
what they could
CW
be.
shit.
And considering how much character they don't really have and the fact they're children that are capable of a lot of growth, that can be anything from really threatening villains to genuine love interests. And as for the love interest thing, well, you didn't really give your growing fan base.
My point is that shipping is pretty much an inedible part of any fandom, and people will use what they are given. Then don't give it to them. But no, I ain't gonna lie, that is part of any fandom. But with the Powerpuff Girls fandom, that's the only thing we got. Like, what other things we got? People don't talk about. Hold on, I can't talk about it. But yeah,
It's many options, Craig. I mean, who else is there? Harry Pitts, Mitch Mitchelson, Robin. Blossom's most popular
yeah,
ship
not
outside
Robin from
of
Teen
Brick is
Titans.
Dexter from Dexter's Lab, and Buttercups is fucking ace. Fandoms tend to latch on to
Yeah,
what
let's
you
not talk
give
about
them,
that.
even if they have to make shit up to make it work.
Manic, if
And
you're
they
in the
kissed
show,
them, and
it'll
Bubbles
be
and
the three
Blossom even
Powerpuff
said they
Girls.
liked it, and
and the
Bubbles
milk
later said that
guy.
she thinks Boomer
What the hell
is
is the
cute.
milk dud?
The murder by explosion is nothing next to that. I have seen people do more with less. Don't
Let's not
take
talk
this
about
as
the
a
My Hero
condemnation
Academia,
of
please.
all the fan works, by the way. Like I said, I also like the boys. But now I guess I recognize that I don't really like them for what they are.
Yo, that sounded
Outside
so
the
out of context. I like
watching
boys.
cartoons of children fighting.
Never seen a milk
Children
dud.
fighting. I can sell
Yeah, I
this.
did.
Shout out to my channel members and patrons. Abe, Skyman,
Like,
Techno
well,
Park, and
why would
Jar.
that be there?
What
Oh
are
yeah,
your
W
boys?
video. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him and subscribe to me while y'all edit, man. Like, comment, and subscribe on this video if y'all want to see any more Powerpuff Girls content. But anyways, if you ain't first, then you're last.